Hey everybody, today I'm going to share with you some gaming memories from one of my favorite video game mascots, Mega Man. Now, a couple of reasons why I wanted to do this was, it's January, and like a lot of people I get those kind of post-holiday blues, and Mega Man is blue, but also, it's the 30-year anniversary of Mega Man. I actually came out, I was actually born the same year as Mega Man, in '87, and there's also a new Mega Man cartoon series coming out this year, which I'll get to later on in the video. Now, I'm going to go by one series at a time, so Mega Man, then Mega Man X, then the spin-offs and all that. I actually own the physical copy of the first game with the horrible cover art. I remember buying this at Blockbuster when I was a kid, probably about, like, $5 or something used, which now it's like 40 times the price. And the second one, I think I'm pretty sure that was the first one I ever saw as a kid. I remember really liking Heat-Man for some reason. I was probably about 4 years old, I want to say. As I got older, I liked Crash Man more, though. Yeah, the second one I think has the best music in the series. I mean, my two favorites would have to be Quick Man and Flash Man for the bosses, and of course that infamous Wily theme. I think the third one might be my favorite. I played all 10, so I'm just gonna kind of go through them. But the third one would probably have to be my favorite because, well, it's where Proto Man made his debut. Plus, I always loved the select screen of that one where it's got Mega Man in the middle and he's looking at all the bosses. That one had some really cool bosses in it too. Like Shadow Man was definitely one of my favorites. You can see that figure of him back there, and I actually made this out of perler beads a while ago. I have a whole bunch of these little 8-bit characters that I made out of these. I need to get back into it because it's a really fun little project. I even got my brother into it. You might have noticed his face is a little messed up because what had happened was when I was doing the melting process, the melting ironing, somebody came along, I'm not going to say who it was, but they came along and, you know the expression, look with your hands, look with your eyes, not with your hands. I remember, I'm the youngest of three. I have an older brother and sister, and our dad's friend has this friend Jimmy, who is married with 2 daughters of his own. Sounds like the Brady Bunch theme. But one of the times we went to visit, I'm pretty sure they had I know they had an NES, and I'm pretty sure they had Mega Man 3, which is what kind of brought this about. But my brother, he was always a really good artist. He made these little paper models of Mega Man and the 8 bosses, and then he took pictures of each of us and put them where the face of the character would be, so it looked like we were the character. So my brother was Mega Man, so Mega Man had my brother's face. I was Hard Man. Jiminy was Gemini Man. I forget who else there was. I mean, I forget who everyone else was at. My brother owns the copy of the 4th game with the box of instructions. He's had that since we were kids. Still does. So I used to play that one all the time. Most of the other ones I would just rent. I never got a chance to play the 5th one as a kid, even though I really wanted to, because I remember it was in this... Just a second. This particular copy of Nintendo Power, Volume 44, one of my favorites. But I remember being really excited for this one, because I remember some of the characters I thought looked really cool. Like Gyro Man and shit. Unfortunately, I never did get a chance to play this. To this day, I don't think my brother's even played it, even after the release of the Mega Man collection. Well, the numerous Mega Man collections, I should say. But, it's funny. I remember most of these I just play on, like, I'd play them on this. But the funny thing was that, when it comes to Mega Man games, I usually will beat them in one sitting, or I'll take breaks in between with the old password system and jazz. Where was I? Yeah, I was on this one. I think I was in the middle of the 3rd game, and I bought this Mega Man anime. It was a Mega Man anime series. Like there was only like 3 episodes on the disc or something, but it had the bosses from the 5th game. So even though despite the fact I was literally in the middle of the 3rd game, but I was like, yeah, I kind of want to play the 5th one now. So I did, and I beat it one night. And I remember the 6th one from when I was a kid, the 7, 8, the 8th one that my neighbor and I used to play that all the time. That's not really a bad game. I think it's just the voice acting is kind of... 9 and 10, which came out like 12 years later. You know, my brother has 9, I have 10. Both are really good. 9 is wicked hard, though. Now, remember the Game Boy games? I actually have the second one, which I've had this since I was a kid. I got it for when I got my Game Boy for back in '92, I believe. Yeah, back when they had these old little cases. I used to play this all the time when I was a kid. Now, obviously, you couldn't fit an entire NES game on a Game Boy game, but so this was actually. It was like you'd fight 4 bosses from the second game, then you'd fight 4 from the third game, and then you go after Wily. You know, and it wasn't like 5 Wily stages or anything like that, but I remember seeing the third one, it must have been Funko Land. I wanted to get it, but I didn't. With the 5th game, they actually did something totally different. The 5th one is expensive as hell, unfortunately, but I always wanted to play that one because it was totally different. The bosses were named after the 8 planets. And fortunately, these are now all available on the 3DS Virtual Console. It actually came out a few years ago, so I finally got the chance to play 3 and 5. I still need to play Mega Man and Bass for the Game Boy Advance. And I actually... This right here... Damn. God. This little piece of paper... There's all my Mega Man 2 Game Boy passwords. Yeah, I still held on to it after all these years. Why? I don't know. I guess in case I wanted to play it again. Even though I could just look it up online or something, but whatever. Then, of course, Mega Man X. I remember, that's actually another issue on Nintendo Power. Yeah, I don't feel like digging it out, but I remember being really excited for that, you know, because I was like, oh, cool, they're making the bosses like animals. And I remember my brother and I used to rent it all the time. I remember being so pissed when they killed off Zero. Like, oh, really? But then it's like he just comes back in the sequels and shit. This old notebook of mine, see all these numbers? Those are passwords for Mega Man X. And the check marks are for some right there and some more on this side. But those check marks are for when I used to try and do the Hadouken trick, you know, which is so easy to do. I mean, I used to do it all the time when I was a kid. That's why the check marks were on that. Basically, it was like, once you unlock once you beat the 8 bosses, you have all the armor, hearts, and energy tanks, you just go through the armadillos level 5 times. Sorry, excuse me. So that was what that was. It's like, I go through this level, okay, there's 1, check, 2, check, and so on. Now, the first one is definitely my favorite in the series, and one of my favorite games of all time. I play it all the time, mostly on the collection. I also have it on my Wii U Virtual Console. I got a lot of great... I love that game, to no end. And then the second one, I got this for my birthday when I was in 3rd grade. I was so excited. It is complete, just then I'll show you. There's the box, there's the game, and the instructions are in here. Which are complete. Not in the best of shape, but they are complete. I used to play this all the time when I was a kid. And a funny thing, there's actually a reference to, or an ad for the old toys based off the old cartoon series. I'll get more on that in a moment. But I've showed this off in a couple of my videos, including my I read this trick I found out when I was a kid. It was a funny way you can get the heart in the ostriches level. So I did a video on that a couple of years ago. I'll put the link in the description if you want to check it out. It's like a 7-minute video. Oh, I love that game. The third one was really good, too. And then the fourth one, this is when they shifted over to the PlayStation. My brother had the fourth. That one is awesome, the fourth one, Mega Man X4. My brother has that one. I have the fifth one, which I believe is right here. Yep, there it is. I remember renting this, and then I did later buy it. Yeah, I love the plot in this one, the one with the virus that turns robots into mavericks and jazz. The 6th one I've only played on the collection. 7 and 8 I've never played. Then, you know, the spin-off games... Oh shit, where'd I put it? Wait. There was the Mega Man Legends games. Those were really good. I don't have it on me, but I have Mega Man 64, which is the N64 version of the Mega Man Legends. Why I bought that version, I don't know, but I don't have it on me. Son of a diddly. Anyway, but that was a good, really good game. So was this. I know I played the second one too, but both of them are really good. Then I remember there was Mega Man Soccer, which I remember playing that as a kid, and part of me kind of wants to play it again, but I feel like I don't remember it being that good. Like, it's just, but I like the idea you could play as the bosses, which was kind of cool, because at the time that was the only Mega Man game where you could do that. But yeah, and that game is overly priced. I never got into the Battle Network games, really. I mean, I'm sure they're good, but whatever. Now, let's talk about the cartoon, like this, for example. I loved the show when I was a kid. It had some complaints about it. I mean, it was pretty cheesy, and probably my biggest complaint was the fact that Wily always had the same robots. Guts Man, Cut Man, Proto Man, and then one or two others. But, one episode that actually I remember from when I was a kid, it was called Cold Steel, which, there was actually 3 robots in this episode. Some of them had 3 robots. Or extras, I should say. It was Gemini Man, Spark Man, and Gyro Man. And they were disguised as this heavy metal band. Where, their music was sending out wavelengths to hypnotize people or brainwash them to become mindless slaves for, Dr. Wily. And, and it was just so funny because it's like, you can clearly see through the disguise. I mean, for one thing, Gemini Man, he's like strumming the guitar with his arm cannon. And then you have Gemini Man, who obviously has the spark plug hands, or conductor hands. In this case, he was the drummer, he had drumstick hands. And it's like, nobody notices that? Old cartoon hero logic. But the show was pretty cool. I mean, I got this quite a few years ago. They're expensive now, so it's probably the best way to watch these is just on Netflix or YouTube. Now, for the new cartoon series that's coming out this year, I know some people I don't like his new look, which is understandable, but I kind of like it, his new look. I think it looks like, he almost looks like a Tron character, something like a Tron outfit, and something I'm sure we can all agree on. At least it's not the Captain N look. That's another story. But I think there hasn't been a new Mega Man game in over 5 years. Not like even spin-offs or anything. You know, collections don't count. That's just kind of repackaging, so to speak. But I think if this new cartoon series takes off, hopefully that'll get the franchise going again. And I doubt Capcom will listen to me because I'm a consumer, but I wish they would listen to me, or their fans for that matter. I think if they decide to do, like, Mega Man's 11, 12, etc., they should do more contests like this. Where they, if you remember this, also in the same issue of Nintendo Power, people would send in ideas for different bosses. Some of these were actually pretty creative. But they should do more of that. I mean, that's actually where the bosses for the 6th game came from. And, I mean, somebody could put in an idea like Thumbtack Man. I mean, yeah, that sounds retarded, but it's an idea anyway. Because if you do the math of all the Mega Man games, like including even if you do all 10 games, and then you include the ones from Mega Man and Base, and the bosses from the planet ones, that's over 100 bosses. So they gotta run out of ideas at some point. So they should really do more of these contests. But again, I doubt Capcom will listen to me. Who knows? We'll see if the franchise takes off again once this cartoon series does good. So, those are some of my best memories with Mega Man, guys. So, thanks for watching. Be sure to rate, comment, share, and subscribe, and enjoy your 2017. You know, the year 2017. Have a good day. See ya.